Well, we've had a nice start to the weekend, a little bit cooler than what we saw on yesterday, but we're seeing those later sunsets, which is giving us a little bit more time to enjoy the day. Just below the 50-degree mark now in the capital city. We do have a few clouds out there as we continue overnight. Cloud cover will be increasing. We do have a bit of a cloudier Sunday in store, but Sunday will be warmer, but overnight looking to dip into the 30s again, likely just above the freezing marks of middle and upper 30s, with a few neighbors to our northeast dipping just below the freezing mark. We'll talk more about the rest of the weekend and the preview to your week ahead and what your Valentine's Day weekend might look like coming up in that 7-day outlook.
All right, Simone, thank you. Well, the search for Nancy Guthrie, mother of today's show anchor Savannah Guthrie, remains underway in its 7th day, with investigators returning to her home to take a closer look at both her home and a vehicle. This comes as the family says it will pay the ransom. Local authorities in Tucson, Arizona say they have not identified a person of interest or suspect at this time. All of this comes as authorities continue to work to determine if a new message received yesterday in connection to Nancy Guthrie's disappearance is authentic and at all relevant to previous ransom notes.
They're very unhappy and they're kind of in shock with it, and they're hoping against hope, but every day that goes by is not a good sign.
Well, the Guthrie family has been pleading for communication with the potential captor. A first unverified ransom note demanded payment in Bitcoin and set 2 deadlines, but left no way of reaching out. The FBI is continuing to work to determine the note's authenticity. The next deadline specified in the note is on Monday. Returning to the natural state, where Central Arkansas is set to receive a nearly $10 million investment for changes at the Army-Navy General Hospital. The spending measure was passed this week by Congress. This project would fund the demolition, stabilization, and remediation of the facility in Hot Springs. According to officials, the once iconic building has reached a point of serious disrepair, which poses a major risk to Hot Springs National Park. Meanwhile, the last signs of winter weather may be vanishing, but one could stick around a little longer. And we're talking about potholes, of course. As ice on the road freezes and refreezes, it gets into the cracks on the asphalt streets, causing potholes. They can be a real hazard to your vehicle, especially as cars swerve to avoid them. But Eric Petty with Little Rock Public Works told us this week that there's an easy way to report potholes you see, although they may prioritize certain areas first.
The crews will go wherever the 311 service requests come in. When they get to a street, they'll hit all the potholes on that road. Of course, the high volume, high speed streets, we do like to focus on those first because they're the most likely to cause damage or cause people to have to swerve to try and miss them.
Well, that 311 system can be used by just calling the number or downloading Little Rock's 311 app. Meanwhile, potholes on interstates and state highways will be handled by RDOT. In Benton tonight, the inspiring story of a 99-year-old woman still pursuing her passions and leading others at the same time. THV 11's Carter Threet went to Benton Senior Activity Center and has the story.
There's a lot going on at the Benton Senior Activity Center. Line dancing and beanbag baseball are always a hit, but on Thursdays at 9:30, a different kind of activity.
It's locating who your ancestors were.
That's the purpose of the weekly genealogy class here, and the woman teaching it has quite a history herself. Mary Louise Chittenden celebrated her 99th birthday at the start of last week. She started teaching the class at 91. For her, it was a no-brainer.
I wanted somebody else to be excited when I found something.
They are excited, with much of the group planning to attend a genealogy conference in Utah this March. In the meantime, they have their weekly Thursday meetings, which Chittenden says she'll teach for as long as she's able.
I'm not probably going to be able to do as much as I did, but I have good helpers that will operate the computer.
Helpers like Doris Owen of Hensley, who's there every week.
The lady's awesome. You walk into a class, and I'm an old techie, but she's 99, and most people in their 70s can't do some of the stuff she's doing. She'll outlive us all.
Chittenden says the class is a team effort and she's just grateful for people who are as passionate as she is. She encourages anyone who wants to learn more about their history to attend the class. And don't worry, it's free.
We charge them the same part that I get paid.
In Benton, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Love that. Well, Chittenden says if there's one lesson she'll share with a younger person, it's to not quit and always keep going. More info on the genealogy class will soon be on our website. That's thv11.com. Well, some in Central Arkansas are coming together to celebrate Black History Month in a unique way. The 4th annual Black Family Expo was held today at the Cows Branch in downtown Little Rock. Some of the event's features include a do-it-yourself mobile memory lab allowing families to scan photos to keep and cherish for years to come and to preserve their history. Other festivities include a photo booth along with art and crafts for kids. This is the first time it was held at the branch since the remodel of the library.
We've got increasing cloud cover overnight with temperatures dipping into the middle 30s. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer than what we saw today in the middle 60s, but we do have extra clouds. I'll talk more about the days ahead coming up in 7 minutes.